Um, hey, so I quickly ended my last stream and deleted the deleted the video because I thought of explaining some things and it kept going forever. Mm, and yeah, so basically, from the last stream, what I've done is I've removed the old crew panel, which acted more like inventory, and now it acts more like a equipment panel. So this is the uh, new crew panel, so you can see. And I removed the old one that acted kind of like an inventory here, the next tab. And then increase the cargo slot by 3 to support the crew changes. And then added a crew slot drop validation, which is just it only accepts the crew, not the equipment, and stuff like that. And yeah, fix some namespaces. And now I've added the stat system. But before I show you, before we move on, I just wanted to tell you what happened yesterday. Yesterday I started the stream, and before I started working on stat system, I wanted to show you who like uh, which YouTuber this my stat system is based on. So I went to YouTube and searched for Praise the Roll Unity Stats. I don't know the exact name. Yeah, Crizerol. Yeah, this person, right?
Hello, everyone.
And this is the older stat system that mine is based on. It's very similar to this, only slight modification. So if you want to learn more about it, I highly recommend this. So basically, when I opened this channel, I found out that he was back and he was doing more videos. So I got hyped and had to end the stream to look at the new RPG stats that he's working on. It is a really the difference is phenomenal in terms of performance. Not phenomenal, but yeah, if you have a lot of stats, like thousands, tens of thousands of stats, then it is phenomenal. But it has a lot of, let's say, like lines of code, and it has the generics and everything. So what I liked about the older one is it's very simple, and if you want to make some changes, it's very easy, it's simple. You don't have to worry about what would go wrong, like if I made some changes here, what would go wrong in future, right? There's no hidden gotchas. But here it's just too much to think about right now for me. I just want my project to be in a working state as quick as possible. So I'm going to stick to my older stat system for now. But if you want to learn about inventories and stat system, I highly recommend this channel. And yeah, check it out. Okay, so I've already implemented the stat system from my previous prototype project and made some only a couple of changes. So yeah, we'll see how it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to revert back to what I have in my prototype. So yeah, let me just show you what I mean, like how it works. So this is the character stat. As character stat class, it has a event args that takes a new value and old value. And here we have a is ready boolean, so we don't always calculate the stats over and over again. We only do it um, if the is dirty flag is set, and we only set it when we add or remove modifiers. And also, like, we also have a public API to mark it dirty in case you want to refresh everything. And this is the calculating logic that works here. We have three types of modifiers, so I have added three variables for each. And yeah, this is the calculation. And yeah, let me show you the modifier as well. So here we are passing the modifier, right? So this modifier has three mod types: flat, percentage additive, percentage multiplicative. So percentage flat is nothing but, you know, plus 20, plus 30, or minus 20, those kind of flat values. And percentage additive is like if you have two 20% additive stats, and let's say 5 flat value, and also let's say you also have like 5 base value. So what happens is we are going to add the base value with the total flat value that we get from this, and then times 1 plus percent additive. So we have a 1 plus because we don't want to multiply by 0 if we don't have anything here, right? So yeah, that's what happens. So we have 40 total additive multiplier. So we are just going to multiply that with this, and percent multiplicative multiplies these values by whatever the percent multiplicative we had. But the difference between this and this is we are adding these. So similar to this, if we had two stats for the percent multiplicative with the same flat and base value, and both of these stats also had like 20% increase, in that case we would be multiplying it. So 20 times 20, how much is that? How much is 20 times 20? 200, is it? I'm bad at math, so yeah, 400. So 20 times 20 is 400. So we'd be multiplying this total value with 400. 20% multiplicative is a lot, but yeah, that's how it works. And finally we return the value by rounding it with 4 digits. And yeah, that's all what the stats do in this example. So if I want to add the stats to our, let's say, equipment definition, what do we do here? So I added a new class called stat bonus. So this stat bonus is going to take in a stat type scriptable object. You can make this enum. In the previous prototype, I always had this as a enum, but in this one I'm going to make this scriptable object. So we can add anything we want right in here. So here this one has a display name and an icon. Previously I'd have to have the list of icons elsewhere, and I had to, you know, reference that with the stat type. And also, like, if I wanted to add more things or change some stats, that would be like a lot of refactoring, a lot of changes. So this way I can just create new scriptable objects for each stat type. Let's call this max shields, and that's it. We are done. Max, yeah, and select the icon. I don't think. Yeah, let's just select this one. Yeah, that's it. We are done with a new um, stat type. Now, if I want to add this to an item, I can go here and let me clear this. And here we have a list of that bonus, if you remember, that bonus. So if I add a empty slot, empty bonus, I can then select the stat that this is going to give us, and then the value. Let's go with like 10, and this will be flat. And if I want one more stat of same type, max hull, but I want this to be like 5% increase, I can select the percent additive. So that's how it works. And then if we go to the character class, that is enemies, not this, spaceship, yeah, spaceship. Inside the spaceship, I've added this serialized dictionary. This is actually an asset on Unity. It's free. It's super useful. I have Odin Inspector, but I still prefer serialized dictionary over what the Odin Inspector provides us. So in this, we are going to set the key as the stat type, and then value as the character stat, and we'll call this stats. Now I can set each enemy ship or player ship with the base value like this. Also, if you just noticed, this has a handy feature where it shows duplicates like this, and I can just remove conflicts, and that takes care of that. So yeah, I love this. Actually, I rarely leave reviews, but I left a review for this asset. So it's called serialized dictionary by Yellow Paper. Okay, a Yellow Paper. So go check it out. And then we can set a base value for this. So for hull, let's go with 100, and for shield, let's go with 80. And yeah, that's how it works. And then inside the script, when we equip an item, we can add those bonus stats we get from the equipment as modifiers. We can create modifiers with those values and add it to respective stats. So we're going to do that now. How long did it take to just explain these things? 15 minutes. I don't mind, because it kind of makes me more sure about what I did until now, right? Okay, what's next? Okay, let me see if everything is working stream wise. Yep. All right, now let's make the commits for this change. so we don't lose this in case something changes later. Implement stat system, MPO character stat system. Did I forget to save the scene? Yep, I always do that. So let's save the scene, go back to this, commit, page everything, amend latest commit, and commit. So that will kind of like edit the previous commit and add those changes as well, instead of creating a new commit for that. Okay, now what? All right, one more thing. I'm thinking maybe we may have to increase the number of slots each type of equipment has by to 4 instead of 3. I'm not sure though. So yeah, I'm going to leave it as 3 for now. I'm still workshopping this idea. After we have more, I mean, that comes when we are balancing things, so it's still quite a while. um Let me know if you have any suggestions for that. Okay, now let's figure out how to add the stats to the characters, I mean spaceship. So let's go to the equipment inside the configs, and let's work with this defense. So we have max hull set to 10 flat value and max hull again, but 5% increase. So let's leave it like that, and let's go to the utility, and here I'm going to add max shield, max shields. Let's increase this by 5 flat, and then weapon 1. Let me call this weapon 2, or maybe 1. Okay, so we have to first rename this to weapon 2, then this will be weapon 1. Okay, now this one, weapon 1, will okay, we need a attack damage, right? So let's quickly go here, control D to duplicate, and call this attack power. Attack power. Yep, I love this. If we were working with enums, I had to go to the script, save changes, compile everything. God, okay, this is such an improvement. I think I like it, but let's see if we run into something later on. Power. Yeah, let's just go with this. No. Is there a damage? Did I already? Yeah, no. Crit? Never mind. Okay, so we have a new stat now. So we can go to the weapons slot and select that attack power, the first weapon, and I'm going to increase this by 50 flat. Uh, and also let's add 10%. Oh, okay. Let's try the multiplicative and additive here. So first one is 10 flat increase, and then I'm going to do the same thing again, but here it will be 10 additive, 10% additive. Let's duplicate this one more time. So it's going to increase 10 by 20 times. So yeah, that's cool. Let me just copy this entire list, go to weapon 2 and paste this list, and instead of percent additive, we are going to make this percent multiplicative. Okay, now when I press play, these items, this weapon and these shields will have those stats, and when I equip it, I want this to affect our player character. Main player ship. Where is the player ship? Did we not? We don't have a player ship here. Yeah, we need to create that. We have enemy spawner, but there is no player spaceship. So instead of, I'm thinking, should I make a separate class for players, or can I just use the spaceship itself? Yeah, we may have to create a separate class for that that inherits from the spaceship. But for now, I'm just gonna use the spaceship itself. Let's see how long we can go with that. Player ship, player space ship, and I'm going to add space ship. All right. So yeah, this needs hull bar and everything. Let's quickly uh, do that as well. So go to scene, select this, and first one is hull bar, and then help text, that is hull text. We have to rename that later. And then there is nothing for the shield, which is okay. We can work on that later. Then what else do we need? Damage text. Yeah, we don't have a damage text, so I'm going to leave it blank. I think we have a null check before updating that, so we should be fine. Unit type is player. Hit feedback can be null for now. Uh, yeah, let's let's add let's add attack power, or hull. Yeah, let's add hull shields, and then attack power. Doesn't matter which order you do this in. Why did it go there? Okay, there you go. And I'm going to set all the base value to 10. And now before we implement the equipment, should I work on the UI part? Give me a second. When you get some water. Okay. Um, yeah. Yeah, let's do the UI first. Okay. So when I go to stats, I should be able to see those new values. I'm still not sure if I have to keep the stats as a separate panel that's always visible. Yeah, we'll see. Because we have this, it has one advantage, that is I don't have to check, I don't have to update the UI with each equipment, each change, each stats change. I just have to do that when we enable it. So that's a plus. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So where was I? Let's go to the. Are we good with the commits? Nope. What did I change? Add a new assets. I think we can amend these changes to the previous one. What did I change here? Just some name and stuff. Okay, we added the stats, right? Uh, okay, let's actually add new, add bonus stats to the equipment. Okay. I can go to the stats panel, which is in the right panel, and so this is the equipment, then crew panel, and then bottom panel. Yeah, inside this we have the stats panel, and I can create a new class for that. So I'm going to create one here, public class stats. Yeah, let's go with panel, stats panel, mono behavior, and alt enter, move type to new class, I mean new file. So which is, where did it go? Here it is. I'm going to move that into a new folder. Should I move this to the character stats system? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay. And then in here, we need a stat entry as well. Entry, sorry, at entry. Yeah, let's first create the UI for that. So we have more idea about what we need. Okay, let's attach the stats panel, and then let's disable this, enable this, and then I see that this one has an outline, so I can disable it, and then create a new empty game object called stats entry container, and let's stretch it, add horizontal layout group. I want this to take up the entire screen space, I mean entire panel space. So I'm going to select that and uncheck this one, so it does not expand vertically. Let's create a image as its child, and duplicate it a couple of times. Add some spacing. I see what wrong I did. I don't want horizontal, I need vertical level. Okay, let's do the same thing. Then uncheck this. I need some spacing, 10, and I want these to be somewhere around 40 maybe. Yeah, 40 looks good. A little smaller. 30. Okay, 30 looks good. Let's also add some padding to all the sides. All right. Some more padding to the right and left. 20. How much is the padding for this one? So we go to slot container, see that it does not have any padding. Because yeah, it's just doing this automatically, so it can fit these grids neat and center. Okay, this looks good for now. So I'm going to add a new text field and stretch this, and this can be okay. Let's stretch this to only top and bottom, so like this. I can just drag it like this. Yeah, this much is enough. For value we can like leave this much space, and then this can auto size, reduce the minimum, something like that. Let's just go with 0, and top will be 1 is too small, 15 is too large, go with 5, and bottom also 5 is good. Yep, and let's do the same here, maybe 15 for the sides, 10. Yeah, so let's go with max hull. Okay, looks good. Change the font while we're at it. Without the shadow, and this is with the shadow. Okay, let's go without shadow, and we'll call this stat type name, and then this will be stat value text. Stat type name or stat type text. Okay, that's better. And stat value will be anchored to the other end, so Control Shift and Alt and click this and drag it to somewhere around here, and this will be 99 or something like that. I'm going to make it anchor it, align it to the right side, and again add those spaces, and this will be -10. Okay. Okay. Looks neat, I think. I can reduce the transparency a bit more. Ready? Okay. And call this that enter entry entry. Should I call this slot or uh, UI? Okay. Okay. This I mean, I spent so much time just figuring out names and still can't get any better. Okay, let's actually create the script as well. um, open the open the that panel and create a new class here called stat entry UI mono behavior. Instead of UI, uh, I've changed this to view lately. Before I used to call it UI for the UI stuff, but now I'm thinking of changing it to view. Just a personal preference that I'm exploring right now. We'll see. Okay, now we need two serialized fields: emp text, yeah, stat name text, and one more for the stat value. By the way, autofill is being done by the Copilot. um, I don't have any, I kind of use it differently from how people use it normally. I just use it to autocomplete these things. Even then, I kind of feel uh, something's wrong with that, because the more distant you become with nitty gritty of coding, you kind of lose your touch, I think. I don't know where I'm going to go with that thought, but for now, I'm just gonna feel guilty and keep using it. Okay, I'm going to move this to its own script, own file. One more serialized field in the panel. For should I make it a prefab and instantiate it at runtime? Yeah, maybe. Stat entry UI, and yeah, there you go. It auto completed that. Yeah, stat container as well. Okay. Okay, and now what? See, this is what I meant. What does that do? Like, it's asking us to reference itself. Why? Let's see. Okay, there you go. Stat panel 2. Why? Get it? So yeah, this is the issue with that. Unless you know how to do things, it's going to be it's going to be less helpful. Once you know how to actually code, or at least you have an idea. I mean, yeah, once you know how to code, right? You may find it more helpful with just auto completing, and also sometimes it suggests some different approach to things, so you kind of learn new thing, right? Yeah, that's how I use it. And now when we enable the panel, I need to refresh everything. So I need a reference for the player character. There you go. Now I don't know if it's hearing my voice. It kind of guessed it. But now it's asking one more ship. Target ship. No. See, that's the issue. On enable, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop through all the stats in my player ship. This one. So we need a public um, property for this. So I'm going to go after the private field and type public CLI dictionary, same thing, and just return this stat. So here I can go with if the uh, spaceship is null, let's return. If not, let's use for each, and I'm going to loop through each key value pair. So stat type value pair. Okay, inside the spaceships stats. There you go, stats. Okay, and instead of doing this, let's uh, along with that, let's also check if this is null, or if the player stats equals null. Let's return. Okay, now I'm going to create a okay yeah let okay, it's doing the work for us, so that's fine. So stat type is from a different namespace, so I'm going to add that here, and we create a new instance of our stat entry prefab, and then set stat. Did I actually create it? Yeah. See, this is the issue. Because the Copilot did this automatically, I did not remember that I did it. Even after explaining these things to you, I did not know, right? It's out of my mind already. So that's the issue with this, using, Copilot and whatnot. Okay, so that's done. Okay, before we do this, we have to also delete everything that's already already instantiated, right? We can do that in the on enable or when we disable. So let's do it on disable. um, for each child in the transform stats container, destroy child game object. Okay, let's save these changes, go to Unity. I'm waiting for the hot reload to go on sale. 50% is not, I can't afford that. I'm waiting for, like something crazy, like a very small amount. Okay, so stat entry container, and this is the stat entry UI. Let's bring that here, entry UI, and assign these two fields. Go to the prefabs folder. Do we have it? Yep. Go to UI. This is growing. Maybe we need to create a new folder. Call it stats. And bring it here. Okay, I can delete this, but since we are deleting everything on disable. Oh yeah, will that work? Because we start while it is disabled. See, this is the issue. Okay, we are going to move that to on enable itself. Let's go with this first. So we assign this, and then the container, and then the player spaceship, which is this one. And yeah, instead of doing this destruction in the on disable, we're going to do it here. So I'm going to change this name to yes, oh, clear UI. Okay, and we do that here, clear UI. Save. And disable this, enable this one. It don't matter really, but yeah. Press play. And when I change this, we have like 10 base value that we set here. So that's great. Let me change this to 50 and enable again, and we can see that it is working. So that's awesome. Now yeah, let's commit these changes first. uh Create stats, stat display UI. That display UI. Yeah, and alignment. Yeah, this should be good. And then now we are going to the spaceship, or yeah, we need to go to the equipment panel, I think. Where did we handle? Oh yeah, we need to go to let's go to the inventory system, go to interaction controller, and here we are going to do other ways of referencing the scripts later, but for now I'm just going to create a serialized field for type spaceship for the player. Yep, spaceship. Eh, too mouthful, but yeah, let's go with that for now. We can delete this. Okay, now on equip and on unequip, we need to add and remove the stats. So so when do we equip and unequip? When we drop items inside the cargo cargo panel. So we are unequipping here, and we are also equipping here. So instead of doing it like I mean, we are doing that here as well, right? So instead of doing this, I'm going to create a method for that. So private void equip, and this will take in the item. So base item definition. No, item only has one, I think. Yeah. Let's just go with one. I mean, just the item. So this one has definition and everything, so that should be fine. Okay, and then similarly, let's make another method for unequip, and it does the same thing. And now I can replace this with unequip and pass the drag slot dot item. And since this can be null, we should do a check here. If the no if the item is null, or I mean item can't be null because right now it is serialized field, so it won't be null, but item definition will be null. So let's do that as well. So if that's the case, let's just return. Okay, so unequipping is done, and we do the same for the equip. Definition. If the not done. So what type is it? It's the definition, that's why. Okay. So we need slot here, slot dot item. Let's do the same for equipment drops. So here we are unequipping the equipped item. That's from the slot. So unequip slot dot item. Great. And we are equipping the drag source slot item. So equip drag source dot item. All right. And I know I'm talking a lot about Copilot, but I think it's a good thing to do. So if you have similar experience, one thing you can share it with, share it. If you're a beginner, you have more context, right? So just now it did not know which slot to pass here or which item to pass here. It was passing this one. This is actually a definition, but it did that, and then I manually added this slot, so now it had more context to what I'm doing. So this time when we're working on the equipment drop, it kind of autofilled correctly. So that's how that's how it helps. Yeah, still I feel kind of dumb when I use Copilot to do those things. So maybe I should disable it. Okay, handle drag that. Okay, create ghost. Yeah, let's put it here. Oh no, let the ghost things stay together. Let's put it here. Okay, let's actually test if the equip and unequip is working, and then we come back to those methods and do the modifiers logic. Okay, press play, and now if everything is working, we can't equip anything there. So okay, that works, but here we should be able to equip the item. So equipping item a null. Oh no, because like shield does not have any name set to it, so that's the issue. Let's quickly go to the items, and in the defense, let's call this shield 1. Okay, and let's also check if we have others. Utility 1 and weapon 1, weapon 2. Okay, and good thing about working with scriptable object is now it should work immediately. So equip, oh my bad, equip the shield 1. Perfect. And let's do the same thing for weapon. And now if I drag and drop this one, Just going to equip unequip weapon 1 and equip weapon 2, and vice versa. Awesome. Awesome. So we can do the crew later. For now, let's complete the equipment and see if anything else is missing. And later, the crew thing should be like ditto copy of equipment with minor changes. So it should be good. Okay, so equip. Inside the equip, I'm going to call player spaceship, and oh, we can add it directly. No, we can't. I mean, and dot stats, right? And pass. Get the item definition and stat. Inside the definition, we have bonus, right? Bonus. No, I need to expose it, maybe. Oh, as a equipment, we need to change this to as equipment. Okay, okay. So let's try. Okay, if item dot definition is not null, should I call not null if we are doing the is operation? Not sure. Okay, equipment item definition, equipment definition. Okay, there you go. So if this is equipment, we can call let's see, we have a list of stats, right? Should we call this bonus? So here I'm going to call for each bonus or stat inside the equipment definition dot stats. For each of those, I'm going to see if the character player ship dot stats try get value and pass the key, which is stat dot key. No, my bad. See, it kind of like misguided me there. So stat bonus as a stat type. So that is the key here. So stat dot stat type out var, which is actually character stat, and we'll just call this stat. We can't because we are already using that there, so we are going to rename that. Inside the stats is the stat bonus. So stat bonus, let's go with that. Okay, and we also need to change this. All right. So it works. We don't even have to create anything inside the character itself. We'll see. If this works, we can just keep it as it is. Yeah, we'll see. All right. So if we do find the character stat, we can select its add modifier method, and we need to pass in a modifier. So new mod will be new stat modifier and we can pass the stat bonus dot value, stat bonus dot type, modifier type, and then for the object we are going to pass this item itself, not the definition. All right, and we just pass the new mod as its parameter. Okay, that should be it. And similarly, when we unequip, see, we did the equipment. So if I wait for the copilot, it kind of auto generates everything. Now I just have to review as if my junior developer made this code. So we are looping through the same thing. um, okay, so first we are checking if this is the equipment definition. It should be always, but yeah, we can refactor it later if we have to. Then we loop through the equipment, the unequipping equipment stats, and try to see if the player has those. And then if it does, we are removing all from this. Instead of doing all these things, what we can do is we can just call the oh, no, we have to do that. Mm, okay, let's do that. Okay, cool. But we don't have to do for each stats, do we? So what I'm getting at is some equipment have, for example, this defense has uh, the same type. So max hull, flat damage, and max hull uh, percentage. So in the first loop itself, when we are iterating to the first element, it kind of removes everything everything from that. So that's what I was getting at. And when it goes to the second one, it's going to call it again, but since it does not have any more um, stats, I mean modifiers that belongs to that source, nothing happens. It's just going to return false. Okay, for now, let's test how this works, and we can worry about refactoring later. Press play. Music stopped. Okay, there you go. Okay, now right now we have 10 base value for all the stat type. Let me equip the what was the issue? All right, it says object reference not set to an instance. It is because, no, why was it? Let's see. This ship stats get value. This. What was the issue? Okay, let's try one more time. But I'm going to try with the defense. Same issue. Let's add a breakpoint there attached to Unity. And flip one more time. And now that bonus is not null. Okay. Player ship is null. Yeah. Okay. Continue. Stop play mode. And let's go to the item interactions container. I mean controller. Attach the player ship. Save the scene. Let's play. What? Now this mod is null. So so oh, let's go here. Try again. New mod, right. Item. Okay, item is not also not null. Go in here. Ha! This is null. Modifiers is null. I see. Okay, continue. Let's make a new yes. Save. Remove the breakpoint. Recompile and press play. Oh, dude. Is it because it's a read-only modifier? I mean, read-only list? Should I do that inside the constructor? Yeah, it appears to be so. Okay. Okay, we'll try that. See if it finally works. I mean, I can quickly open my old project and see how I've done that. No, it's done here, right? Oh, okay. That's odd. Okay, so instead of checking these things, I have to check stat that I'm referring to. So let's go this. So the stat, getting the stat, right? Okay, the stat is, what is the stat? Modifiers is null. Why though? Because it's serialized in the inspector. Oh. Okay, let's try one more thing. Let's create a empty constructor, public character stat, and here I'm going to put the modifiers to new list of stat modifiers, and then base value to 0, right? Base value to 0. Okay. Or I can just call this constructor inside. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's just see how this works. Okay. Oh, finally, dude. Okay, so let's go to stats. It's showing only the base value. but weapon 1 has modifiers as well. So did it not become dirty? Okay, give me a second. I'm going to take a break. Be right back. And back. So let's see what else we have. Okay, strats and passive skills and access to. So I think we can't progress to passive skills today. um let's complete the stats. uh what I can do now is interplay mode one more time, but add a breakpoint here. Here. Okay. And also, you know what, let's add one more here. Yeah, let's add it here and equip. So we created a new I mean modifier. Let's go into this, and here we are adding it. Okay, we added it, right? All right. Yeah, this is the first one, right? There you go. Yeah, we have added it. I can press continue, and this will be the second modifier, which is the percent additive. So hit continue. And is there a third one? Oh yeah, 2% modifiers, right? Okay, we added it, right? So if I click on this one on enable, it's looking for everything that is inside this. So we have 3 and in the values you can see that we added Which one? What did we add? Hull, right? So let's see. Is dirty is false. Eh, okay, modifiers 0, so that's not it. Second one is modifiers 0, that's not it either. The third one has 3 modifiers, so that must be it. So let's loop through this. So first one is the hull. Yeah. Uh, Dude, did we not add hull? Okay, we are adding the attack power. Ah, okay. But still, it's not working. Dang it. Okay, let's add the shield. So this must be hull. So what I'm gonna do is, actually, I hit continue. Hit continue one more time. Okay, should be there. So now, if I go here, max hull, um, max hull should have. Oh yeah, okay, fine. It's right in front of my eyes, and I keep missing it. Okay, let's actually stop debug mode because we are done. I found the issue. The issue is we are setting the base value here. We need to set the value. Yeah, the fix was that simple. Let's play. Okay, now we have all the base values, and if I equip this, we should have attack power of 24, which is this is the weapon 1, right? um let me swap it. Let's see. Yeah. So weapon 1, I'm going to bring out my calculator for this. Because I'm pretty dumb with math. um, so we have base value of 10, which is inside this player's ship. So I'm going to take that and add the flat value, that is 10 again. So 10, so 20, and then we have two additive modifiers. Both are 10. So 10 plus 10 is 20%. So we are going to increase the what we got from here, flat value and base value, that is 20, by 20%. So that would be times 0.8. Oh, my bad. 20 times 1.2. So that is 24. Perfect. But if we do the same thing with the second weapon, so we have base value plus this flat, that will be 40, right? Sorry, my bad. That will be 20, right? And then we don't have any additive, so we can just 20 plus 20 into 20 times 1 is 20 still. And then we have additives, that is 10 times 10. So this is like 10 times 10 is 100. That's not it. Give me a second. So we have 20 times, let's go with 10 So 20 times 10 is 1.1. Okay, okay. And times 10. Right, right. Times. One more time. 10. Yeah, that's how the multiplicative percentage works. So it takes the total value, that is the base, uh, plus flat value, plus whatever additive percentage we had, and then for each multiplicative stats from there on, it's going to multiply itself by that amount. So basically 20 times 10%, this one, whatever value we got, times 10%. There you go. So yeah, that's how the multiplicative and additive works, and that shows here. Perfect. And there you go. This is great. Now one slight change that I want to do is inside the stats, inside the character stat, instead of so empty constructor is not really doing this part, so I'm just gonna remove this, and instead of calling this again, you just call this and pass 0 like this, like this. Okay, so basically what this does is when we create a new character stat with no parameters, without passing any parameters, this is going to get called, which is right now we can see 0 references, but it's still being called because inside the ship we have made this as a serialized field, so that is automatically getting called. So that's why you can't really see the reference there, but it's still getting called. If we don't add this, it's going to do it automatically, but if we add this, it's going to use this one. So when it uses this one, we are going to call this constructor one more time. This is just a keyword. I think you can just call like this also. No, we can't. So we are going to look for one more constructor that has a float value. So integer, we are passing an integer, but now it's float. So it's going to look for a constructor that has this parameter, so which is obviously this one, and you can see we have the reference here, right? And then inside this we are setting the base value to this 0 value, and then creating new modifiers for this one. Yeah, I mean modifier list for this one. So yeah, that's one change. And what else? If we go to the item inventory, I mean item here, item interaction controller, instead of passing the item, we can go to the go here, and we can actually call, like we can convert the definition to equipment and then pass it there. But for now, let's just leave it like this. So when we implement the crew equipment, crew equipping, we can either create a new method for that, equip crew and stuff like that, or add a new case here. If the item definition is crew definition, do so and so, stuff like that. Okay, yeah, I think we'll leave it like this. Okay, I'm happy with this. We streamed for only 1.5 hours. Should I work on the uh passive stats as well? I mean passive skills as well? No, I'm going to do it offline and show you show you how it works. Yeah, we can call this complete. Done. And make sure the scene is saved. Go to source tree and commit these changes. What did we do last time? Create stat display, and now implement adding or updating players character stats or spaceship. Yeah, spaceship character stats, because actually it is player, because we are not doing that inside the spaceship itself. We are doing that inside the mm, what panel, stat panel, right? Yeah, inside the updating the player ships character stats. Yeah, that's better. Okay, yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.